So previously we were talking about improvements with sort and its relationship with modifiers. However, Accucut also had some irregularities whenever it came to certain modifiers, and one of those is multi-res. So if we go under a modifier panel, we're using an older version of Boxcutter 719.6, but if we go under our modifier panel, we add a multi-resolution and we click subdivide a couple of times. We're now subdividing the shape using multi-res, which is something generally reserved for sculpting. But let's say we were just being very weird and we want to get in and use Boxcutter. The moment we attempt to box cut, we see that a box has been placed and it actually says canceled at the bottom of the screen because the operation did not work out. And I can just tell you from experience that this is as a result of an issue happening with our sort system. So technically you could just disable it, and then from there you're able to work. However, you'll have an issue with laser cut, and by an issue with laser cut, let's just draw the shape, pause it, and then just perform an extrusion and then click and apply, and we see that that actually goes through successfully. If I were to switch over to circle and we jumped off of the circle, we see that that actually does not work out. However, if we were to jump off of the circle, pause it, and then extrude it, this works out. So the only way around this is actually to go in and disable Accucut, which actually affects the ability for us to calculate a proper distance to place our cutter from the object. So now we'll press D, switch back over to box, and now when we press spacebar, we're able to just cut through this object just as you would expect. However, this is no way to work because it simply is going to cause issues down the road, disabling two of the most important systems inside of Boxcutter. So for that reason, some improvements have been had with this latest version 719.7, and so let's just show it now. So we'll go in, add multi-resolution, hit simple, maybe not simple, hit subdivide a couple of times, and then from here just begin performing our cuts. And we see that you shouldn't even have to go in and modify any parameters in order to do this, but really you shouldn't be cutting a multi-resolution mesh with Boxcutter, since this is something generally reserved for sculpting. But for those users who just happen to use Boxcutter on a multi-resolution mesh, just know that the issue that you were previously experiencing with it causing a canceled error has now been resolved.